Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Figured I'd go ahead and do part 2 today of the Scream Factory Collector's Editions. This will be 21 through 40. Just like my first video, part 1, I'm not doing these in alphabetical order. They're done by release order. Just the way I keep my collection. Just one of my things. In this stack right here, there was 3 movies. There's a trilogy. One was released first, and then there was a bunch of releases in between, and then they released 2 and 3 later on. I keep all my trilogies and part 1, part 2s together. It's just how I do my collection. OCD at its finest. That's just how I do my shit though. So even in the next video there'll be another instance of that where part 1 was released at this time, and there was a bunch of collector's editions after it, and then part 2, no, I put part 2 right beside part 1. I like to go to my shelf and find them like that. It's just my thing. But guys, it's probably going to be a little bit of a stretch of a video. I think the last one was like 30 minutes. It was 20 titles, 1 through 20. This is 21 through 40, so please feel free to grab yourself a snack, a drink, whatever, and we'll go through this shit together. But if you haven't seen part 1 of the video, please feel free to go back and check that one out. There's nothing to shoot these and all that. Everything's fine. It's just uploading them to YouTube. Damn, it takes forever. Uploading, no problem. I get to that pattern where it's the thing after uploading, which is the processing, and every time it gets to like 95% or 99%, it just holds on forever, and it drives me fucking insane. But guys, please forgive me. Got some sinuses going on, dry mouth, all that good stuff. So you'll see me taking some breaks for something to drink. So guys, please, again, go grab a snack, grab something to drink. Let's sit back. Let's have some fun. Got Night of the Living Dead, the Tom Savini remake, playing on the TV in the background. It's on Tubi, by the way, if you want to watch that, and it's free. The only thing you gotta do is watch some fucking annoying ads every once in a while. Alright, let's get started with this. First up, it's kind of shitty to start this video off with this title, because it's not one of my favorites, that's for sure. Maybe somebody else's favorites, but it's in the Scream Factory Collector's Edition, so we gotta fucking do it. So, anyway, first up is Cat People. It's not a horrible movie. It's not my cup of tea, though. I love Malcolm McDowell. That guy's he's a great actor. He's been in the game for a long time, that's for sure, and he's still going. So props for that. But it's like I said, it's an okay movie. I'm sure I'll revisit it again sooner or later. I think I've watched this movie once or twice since I've had it. Watched it the first time, I definitely was not in the mood to watch it. Thought it was something else. And I was like, let me give it another try. And I went back and watched it the second time, and I was in a good mood, and it kind of put me in a bad fucking mood. So every time I look at that title, I'm like, well, do I really want to watch that? Anyway, number 21 in the collector's edition. That's Cat People. Make sure I'm not setting that down on nothing dirty. Anyway, next up, I showed the steelbook of this yesterday. It's one of my all-time favorite films, and I love the artwork on this as well. That is Night of the Demons. That artwork, I couldn't. It's a thing of beauty. I think I mentioned this before in my last video when I was talking about the Dawn of the Dead and the body bags posters that I got. Good friend of mine on Facebook, Jason Bell. He had this poster. He messaged me and was like, "Hey, got Night of the Demons poster. I know you love that movie. You interested in buying it?" I was like, "Hell yeah!" So bought it, and that poster is in my living room, hanging up right now. And, I love the artwork. I love the steelbook. I love the lithograph. Like I said in my last video, I bought. I got the lithograph that came with the steelbook that I showed yesterday. That's in a tube over here, and I found a seller on eBay who was selling theirs because they didn't want it. I think it was like $10. And I was like, I want an extra one. I love that artwork. So I got the extra one and just threw it up on the wall back there. That's just kind of tacked on the wall. I don't normally hang my shit up that way. I frame everything. But those lithographs are a little complicated when it comes to dimensions to frame. It's not one of the most affordable things to do, and the only cheap way I know to go about it that is affordable is buy a bigger frame and cut it to that dimension. Just make one homemade yourself. So, but I said though, that's my favorite Kevin Tenney film, hands down. A lot of special features on this. If you guys are interested in this movie, I would definitely say go for the Steelbook. Steelbook has a 4K scan. There's nothing wrong with this one. It looks amazing. I've had the learn to speak. I had the Anchor, still have it. The Anchor Bay DVD release, and it's it's a DVD, and they only had what they had back then to put out stuff, and I watched this compared to that, and it's night and day. That's the difference. So there's nothing wrong with that release. If you want to go for it, that slipcover might be a little hard to track down. Next up, Darkman, film made by Sam Raimi. Sam Raimi, better known for doing the Evil Dead trilogy. He went on to do the Spider-Man movies. Him and his brother was in a film that I just bought from Synapse recently, which was Intruder. Became one of my favorite movies instantly. I can't believe I waited so long to finally get a copy of that. And as soon as I got it, popped it in and became a big fan of it. But anyway, that's Darkman by Sam Raimi. It's got some special features on there. I said some, there's a lot of shit on here. But anyway, that's Darkman. Next up, this is where I was talking about where I took part 1, 2, and 3 and put them together. Part 1 came first as they released it. Then they released a bunch of other releases after part 1. Then they put out 2 and 3. But I'm going to show all 3 of these back to back. So here we go. First up is Sleepaway Camp. These are great slasher flicks. All 3 of them, I love them to death. All 3 of them have something different to offer. If anybody has the poster out there for this one and you're okay with parting with it, you're willing to sell it, trade it, feel free to hit me up. I definitely want all 3 of these posters. If you have any of them, please message me, do whatever. Just get a hold of me. A lot of special features on this is a new 2K scan from the original camera negative, interviews, commentaries, short films. There's a lot of bonus features. Screen Factory went all out for these Sleepaway Camp releases, and these are amazing films. I had a coworker who I told they had this movie free to watch on Vudu for a while, and they might still have it on there. I'm not really sure, but I was telling him, I was like, if you want to watch like a really awesome slasher, like go home, turn on Vudu, and watch Sleepaway Camp. And I think it was like a few days later, he was telling me, I was asking him at work, I was like, hey, did you get around to watching Sleepaway Camp? And he was like, yeah, I don't. Me and my wife, we didn't get all the way through it though. That's I really didn't like that movie that much, and I couldn't tell you how fucking disappointed I was in hearing that. Everybody likes their own shit, but Jesus Christ. Anyway, that's Sleepaway Camp 1. Next up, Sleepaway Camp 2. It's a great sequel. Unfortunately, Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3, Screen Factory no longer has the rights for, so you can't go on their website to buy it anymore. I'm sure you can go on eBay. You're probably going to pay a little bit of money for them. These sequels are great. I'm sure you could probably chase down the old, I think it was an Anchor Bay Sleepaway Camp kit that had all 3 movies in it. And I think it had like a pillowcase or some shit in there. They were, that's cool. I'm not knocking it. I'd fucking love to have it. Even though I have the Blu-rays, I'd still love to have that. But, yeah, Sleepaway Camp 2 is awesome. It's his own thing. I was trying to think. There was a special feature on one of these. Is it a Tale of Two Sequels? I want to take up all you guys' time to go down memory lane here. It's a great film, though. Loaded with features. You see on the back there. It's got a good bit. Couldn't recommend these. I couldn't say enough good things about these, let alone recommend them any higher. So, Sleepaway Camp 3. I think for the majority, for what I hear from the fans, everybody loves and cherishes Sleepaway Camp 1. It's like, that's the start of it. It's like the ultimate slasher for everybody, especially with that end scene. You never see it coming. For those who have seen Sleepaway Camp, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Nothing like a mangled dick. But, anyway. So, Sleepaway Camp 3 kind of gets... it gets shit on a lot. But I love this movie. It has some great scenes in it. Great kills, too. A lot of special features on that. Hope you guys can see that. Please feel free to pause and read over that if you want to. Like I said, if anybody out there has any of the posters for Sleepaway Camp 1, 2, and 3, please feel free to hit me up. I'll be more than glad to make a deal with you. Next up is Lake Placid. It's a great film. I was listening to an interview. Cliff McMillan, he is one of the two people who's head of Scream Factory, him and Jeff Nelson. But Cliff McMillan was in an interview, and he said that while they were chasing down talent and actors and all that good stuff for this movie to put together the special features, Bridget Fonda, the star of this film, simply refused to do an interview. She had completely walked away from the business, had nothing to do with Hollywood no more. And after hearing that, wasn't too long after that, I was kind of listening to the same story over and over again. There's a lot of these releases that they go to chase down the actors, and nobody wants to participate a lot of the time. It's, actors who got really big and they don't want to talk about these old, 70s, 80s movies anymore. Because, they're very famous now and they're doing fucking Marvel movies or whatever it may be. Or simply they just walk away from the business and they don't want to have nothing to do with it anymore. It's kind of weird though. I always kind of, everybody has their own opinion or whatever. Mine would be if I had people who wanted to hear me talk about a movie I did 20, 30 years ago because they loved it so much, I'd fucking talk about it. It's kind of like it's turned down a great opportunity. That's an honor. But it is what it is. I'm sure they have their reasons or whatever. I'm not trying to just knock people and shit. Next up, this is my first ever Scream Factory purchase. And I got this on eBay for a really good price. Can't remember what it was, but had a slipcover with it. And that's Ginger Snaps. Now, I bought this in October. I think it was like September 2016. Like I said, this was my first ever Scream Factory purchase. I wanted to buy a couple just to see what all the hype was about. I'd seen some of their releases before, and I just always was like, wow, why is the price tag so much on those? What's the deal? So I had an Anchor Bay DVD, I believe it was, of Ginger Snaps. When this was on the way, I watched my DVD copy. Then I got this in the mail and popped it in. Immediately fell in love with Scream Factory. I knew at that point why everybody was going crazy about Scream Factory. The movie looked great. I'd never seen that movie in that quality before. Like I said, I only had like a DVD copy from Anchor Bay. This thing is just loaded with features. Just loaded. And popped it in that day, fell in love with it, went through the features, saw the packaging, saw what they had to offer, and I went crazy after that. I was fucking buying everything I could, every collector's edition I could with the slipcover. At that point, I'd missed out on a lot of the releases that had slipcovers in the beginning because they were already sold out. So I had to go to eBay and buy them individually because I wanted the slipcovers with it too. So, a little bit of time and a lot of fucking money later, I had a respectable collection. Next one up, I just recently took the bag off of this one because it's the baggie was kind of messed up. I always put my stuff in protectors just to protect it. I spend a lot of money on this stuff. I don't like the slipcovers and the steelbook sitting side by side up against one another. They're going to get damaged over time. So I preserve all my stuff definitely as much as I can. So, anyway, that is Phantom of the Paradise. Definitely need to revisit this movie. It's been a long time since I watched it. I think Shudder added it not too long ago. I remember one night they were streaming it live on their live channel. I was watching a little bit of it, and I was like, man, that fucking movie is crazy. So definitely going to have to go back and revisit this, because it's just one of those nights where I was tired as hell. But that's Phantom of the Paradise. And that thing is loaded. It's loaded with features. There's 2 discs in there, and they just packed the shit out of it. So, next up, one of my all-time favorites right here. Couldn't say enough good shit about this movie. I also have this poster in my living room, which I was very glad to get off of eBay for a really good price. Excuse me, guys. Tony Todd, yeah. Anyway, smacking that white girl. Anyway, so next up, Motel Hell. I can't tell you how many times I try to get people to watch this fucking movie. Talked to a couple people into buying it to check it out. A couple people rented it and stuff. And so far, I mean, it's a lot of everybody that pretty much tried to convince to watch it just really loved it. It's like, I wouldn't have watched that movie if you wouldn't have pressed it so much. So if anybody out there, you're watching this, you have not seen that movie, do yourself a favor, shut this shit off, go find this movie and go watch it. But when you go watch it, don't walk into it serious. Don't expect, like, some fucking big budget movie that you're going to take seriously. Walk into it just to have a good time. Sit down with a few friends, have a few beers, enjoy that shit. It's great though, that cover art right there, that poster, the poster is the same artwork right there. The poster is just a tad bit darker though, from the paper that they used to print on. Maybe I got one towards the end of that run. I love the poster though. It's fine. It is what it is. The slipcover is just a little bit more shinier than the actual poster I have in my living room. Anyway, full of features. I'm not going to say the tagline of this fucking movie because everybody says that in their videos. It's a great film. After I bought that release, I'd never seen it before, bought that copy and checked it out. Fell in love with it, and I said, you know what? Let me go see what else was ever released to that movie. Let me go see the older releases. Sure enough, I turned on YouTube to go check it out, and a fellow YouTuber named Toddy Walnuts. If you don't know who he is, please, guys, go sub to his channel. He's a great YouTuber. That guy does a hell of a lot better videos than I do. And his collection is... That guy probably has millions of dollars in his fucking collection. Not even kidding. He's always got some expensive shit he's showing. But anyway, he was doing this video, Scream Factory versus Arrow video. And he was taking Scream Factory copies, releases, and comparing them next to Arrow video, which I love those videos. To me, I'm going to buy both because I'm going to get the best of both worlds, especially with movies I love. It could be a different scan, a new feature, a new commentary that's not on the other disc, whatever. I want to buy both of them just so I can have them. And in this case, I did that. And that is Motel Hell. Look at that artwork. That shit is awesome. I'd love to have a poster of that. I wish Arrow Video would have definitely released that as like a limited edition, like their other sets, and put the double-sided poster in there. Or even if they didn't want to do a limited edition set, maybe they could have just released it like this, like they did with their Windows sets, and put a folded poster in there. I'd have been fucking happy with that. I'd have bought multiple copies of this just to have a poster hanging up, and plus one that was preserved in a case just for collector's purposes. But I believe the features on this is a little bit different from the Scream Factory one. Unlike the Scream Factory one, this one is region B locked, so you have to have a region free player in order to play this. But one of the features in this numerous times though, and it was definitely worth the buy. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because I'm Scream Factory, but I was fortunate enough to get a copy that actually still had the first run print booklets in it. 2-disc Blu-ray and DVD. I'm sorry guys, I didn't even open it up all the way. Right there. And yeah, here's the original theatrical poster for that artwork. Back there. Great movie. Like I said, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's fucking awesome. The movie is balls crazy. Next up, Stan Winston, Pumpkinhead. I'm sure everybody out there has seen this movie, but if you haven't, this is a great movie. As I'm going through the stack again, I'm just pulling one at a time, and I'm going, man, these are fucking heavy hitters. Like, these are home run flicks. Movie scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. I'm sure it did everybody. If you were a younger person, you went to watch this movie. That fucking witch that Lance Hendrickson goes to make that deal with, God Almighty, that woman fucking haunts my dreams to this day. Even today, I can watch this movie and that scene as soon as Ed Harley walks into the cabin. That fucking witch, man. It's a great flick. So if you haven't seen it, please go watch this shit. This is a great copy too. I'm pretty sure that Scream Factory still sells this one. I believe it's Pumpkinhead 2 that they no longer have the rights for. Got a bit of special features on there. They loaded it down, and I was very fortunate enough to get that poster off of eBay one time. I think I paid like $25 for that poster. And thanks to my buddy Ross who gave me the heads up on that poster. Just tracking that shit down. But I couldn't say enough good things about that movie. Stan Winston, he made his career on special effects, and was given the honor to direct a movie, and that movie happened to be Pumpkinhead. Fucking movie's great. Next up, Squirm. I watched this on. I was watching a movie on Tubi, and after you watch your first movie, like Tubi will automatically pick another movie for you. So the next movie up was Squirm. I was like, well, I'll watch another movie anyway. I got time. So it was Squirm. I sat through it. It's not my favorite, but I mean, it was all right. It's a killer worm movie. So, but I mean, take that to the bank. It was obnoxious though. There's some bad acting in this movie. God, there's some bad acting. But it's got a few special features on it. I'm sure they just salvaged what they could. My buddy Ross. I had the poster of this, and my buddy Ross wanted that poster so bad, and I was just like, I got it sitting over here. And this was, of course, when Scream Factory was still folding their posters before they started rolling them. And it was just sitting over here in a stack that I had over here in a protector. And he's like, man, I want that poster so bad. I was like, well, sent that shit right on his way. That was Squirm. Next up, great Stuart Gordon film. And that is Dolls. This movie's amazing. I've watched this movie numerous times with my kids. We all get a kick out of this shit. Loaded with special features. If you don't know who Stuart Gordon is, Stuart Gordon made films like From Beyond. That movie is awesome. I think I showed that in my last video, I think. Yeah, part 1. He also made Reanimator. Castle Freak. That guy's made a lot of shit. I could probably stay here for 10 minutes, keep going on, but I'm not going to do that to you. But that's a great release. Unfortunately, this one now is out of print. Scream Factory no longer has the rights to distribute this. This was originally an Empire Pictures film, which I'm sure everybody knows who's watching this channel. Empire Pictures was before Full Moon, and Empire Pictures was Charles Band's baby before he made Full Moon the company that it is today. And they are a fucking awesome company. But that's great artwork. I have this poster hanging in my living room. Very, very fun movie. Get a lot of laughs out of that shit. Next up, Clive Barker's Lords of Illusion. Lord of Illusions. Learn to speak. I think I've had this movie sitting on the shelf now for like 4.5 years. And I think I popped it in once. Maybe got to the halfway point of it. Fucking fell asleep. Just from what I saw of it, it was pretty badass. I mean, it's a Clive Barker movie, so he has his style, man, especially his writing. But I need to revisit this. I need to set it off to the side so I can watch it later. But this Lord of Illusions, I don't think Scream Factory sells that one anymore. Unfortunately, I think they lost the rights to that one as well. So if you want that, you might have to go through a third-party seller. You probably buy it a little cheaper without the slipcover. That slipcover is probably going to cost you some money. But make sure you check the site first just to make sure what I'm saying is accurate. If you're definitely wanting that movie. I'm pretty sure, though, that one's out of print. Next up. Class of 1984. I watched this when I first got it. Never seen it before or anything. It's a Mark Lester film. I do remember seeing a very young Michael J. Fox in this movie, and it's pretty fucking brutal. It's like this gang at a high school. Vicious kids, man, like some punk rock kids. It's kind of feels a little dated, but like that '80s punk rock scene. Some misfits. This gang that go and rape this teacher's wife, and so basically like a revenge kind of flick. Teacher, like, fucking get an eye for an eye. But it's pretty good though. I need to watch that again. Anyway, next up, and of course, we're gonna get a couple movies in. We're gonna come to a fucking John Carpenter film. Scream Factory loves to put his shit out, which I'm not complaining. I love it. Showed the steelbook yesterday. That is Escape from New York. Everybody's seen this movie. It's a great movie. It's an amazing film. Just like the steelbook up there, this is a 2-disc set, and that shit is packed with features. You'll definitely get your money's worth. I guarantee you those features are probably 14, 15 hours long. John Carpenter's The Thing release. I think there was like 22 hours worth of features on that thing. The movie's like an hour and a half, 2 hours long. Features take you a whole day to get through. So they definitely go out of their way for supplemental material. You're not just going to get the movie and a commentary and maybe a trailer. Nah. Scream Factory's going to find everything and then create even more to throw it on their disc to make their customers happy. Salute to them. Next up, Mad Max. I know everybody's thinking this is not a horror film, so why the hell did a label like Scream Factory, who usually releases horror films, release Mad Max? I couldn't tell you. I guess they just got the rights for it, and they were just like, hey, let's put it out on this line. I was actually going to, at all places, I went into a Walmart, and inside of a dump bin, which if you're not familiar with a dump bin is, it's this big container that Walmart puts in the middle of the aisle in their electronics section. They'll take a bunch of movies and just throw them in there. Usually they're like $7, $8, $5, whatever. And believe it or not, this shit was sitting right in there. They had a bunch of copies of it too, with the slipcover on and everything. In my opinion, Scream Factory produced way too many copies of this, and it just didn't sell well. So they were just dumping it at any department store they could, just to make money back on it, I guess. That's what I could be wrong on that. That's just my opinion. But it's got some features on it and all that good stuff. Yeah, it's Mad Max. Next up, Dog Soldiers. This is a great flick. There is some issues with this, however. Nothing that's going to make it unwatchable. But there's some video issues on here. A little bit of there's some darkness and some grain. I know everybody had expectations for Scream Factory to take this movie and clean it up like crazy and make it look super great. But I think they could only do what they could do with it. Whether it was the camera negatives that they used, the inner positive, whatever it is they used. So, like I said, it doesn't look the best. There is room for improvement. That is just what it is. Very happy to have this, though, and it does have a good bit of special features on there. So, but I've watched this numerous times, and it's fine. It's fine. Like I said, it'd be great to see them come out and say that they're going to release that as a steelbook later on, like a lithograph, and maybe they'll have a different scan to make the video look better and all that stuff. But who knows? Hopefully we'll get there. All right, we've got two more left, guys, and that's they're both Wes Craven films. I took this one out of the baggie as well, and that is The People Under the Stairs. This movie definitely has its fans. I'm one of those. I love this movie. When everybody thinks of Wes Craven, they just think, oh, well, Freddy Krueger. Wes Craven made a lot of fucking movies that didn't involve Nightmare on Elm Street. The Hills Have Eyes, Last House on the Left, Deadly Blessing. There's a lot. But, he just got his fame from A Nightmare on Elm Street. The guy made some really good fucking movies that wasn't even Freddy Krueger related. And this is one of them. This thing, it's got some features on it, that's for sure. You see right there. There's the list of features on there. Guys, I hope that camera's actually picking up so you can actually read some of that shit. Please feel free to pause it, like I said. But this is a great release. There's their theatrical artwork, the original theatrical artwork, and there's the disc on the inside. I love this movie. Love it, love it, love it. If you haven't seen this movie, go watch it. You're a Wes Craven fan? I'm sure you've already seen it by now. I think what Scream Factory still sells it. I couldn't be really for sure on that, but that'd be really cool to see them do like a steelbook release of that or something. It'd be pretty cool. I bought that and loved it so much, and then come to find out that once again, Toddy Walnuts was doing a Scream Factory versus Arrow Video video on his channel, and he had this as well, so I had to buy it. I had to buy it as well because, you know, if he's buying it, I gotta fucking buy it too. So that is People Under the Stairs. This does have some different features on this one compared to that one. So got the best of both worlds. Both I think they used the same high definition digital transfer. Because Universal Pictures did the transfer, so I don't think Universal would let them do new scans of their stock footage. So, great release though. Like I said, I won't spend too much time on this, but I was fortunate enough to get the first print run with the booklet inside. And that was a great movie, and I love it. Another Wes Craven film. That is Shocker. This movie's a lot of fun. It's pretty fucking cheesy, but I think that's what makes it so fun. Nathan Thomas Milliner did the artwork on that, because I see Milliner's name right there. Got the poster for this hanging in the living room, and usually if I have somebody come over to my house and they're looking at the posters in my, because there's so many hanging in there, but they'll look through the posters and they'll be like, wow, like, what's that movie? I've never seen it. I'm like, well, that's Wes Craven's Shocker. Let me go grab it right quick, and usually I turn them into a fan before they leave. Usually they dig that. Just a good bit of special features on that. Anyway. Alright guys, that was 21 through 40. Part 2. So the next video will be 41 through 60, and that'll be part 3 of the Scream Factory Collector's Editions. You know, thinking about it, I probably should have just did the, you know, I should have did these videos like, you know, just 10 titles at a time. Just to save on time, but I originally thought about 30 and kind of went down to 20, so at least I met it halfway. But I probably should have did just 10 titles for each video, that way I'm not taking up so much of you guys' time. But you know, if you stuck with me this long, thank you so much. But yeah, if you guys are interested in any of those titles, you know, search around, make sure you can get a really good price on it before you pull the trigger on it. There's a lot of scalpers out there who take advantage of people, especially whenever, like, you know, the title's no longer available on that company's website. Fucking scalpers out there, they'll milk you for everything you got. They're savages, man. I hate them to death. You know, like I always said before, I understand capitalism. We're here in America, but you know, these are movies. When it comes to, you know, there's a market for collectors, and that's all good, but us fucking over each other, I don't like that. I met a lot of really good people who's helped me out get stuff, gave me really good prices, and I've done the same for other people. That's just, I like a community that works together like that, and who's just not trying to fucking bankroll somebody, or I don't like that. But anyway, guys, please feel free to hit the like button if you like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. I'm sure it's probably gonna take me a little while to upload this video. The last one was like 30 minutes long. It took me like 2 hours just to upload that. Excuse me, guys. Anyway, took me a while to upload that, so this one's probably gonna take a little bit. Hopefully it'll get on there by tonight. If not, it'll definitely be on there by Wednesday. Can't really think of nothing else. I don't think I'm going to shoot 41 through 60 tonight. It's just, it'll take me forever to upload this one, let alone try to upload 2 of them. Maybe I could shoot it and upload 2 videos, well, whenever I go to bed or something. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for sticking around. If you like that video, hit the like button. Please feel free to subscribe. Hit me up in the comment section. If any of those movies, you know, that you like, that you like them, let me know. If you got them and you fucking hate them, hit me up in the comment section. Tell me what you fucking hated about them. You know, got a special, you know, a favorite special feature on one of those, or you have a prior release that's not Scream Factory and you're thinking about getting a Scream Factory release, fucking let me know. I'll definitely give you the pros and cons of all this shit, of my opinion of it anyway. But anyway, guys, thank you so much, and as always, stay safe, be careful.